Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to the Flipside. I'm Sam, and this is where we do everything upside down and backwards, which is why we call it the Flipside. Not really, but it's fun. It's fun to say that. Tom is here. Hello, hello. Eric Bushman is here. Good day to you, sir. Flash to Dust is here as well. Hello, hello. F2D. F2D, I think that's what we're going to call you from now on, Flesh to Dust. You can thank Tom for that. F2D, F squared D. How's that? That doesn't make sense because we're just going to go with F2D. Yep, there we go. Sharon is here. Hello, hello. Sharon Morman. Matthew Vinson. Hello, hello, hello. Hola. Hello, good to see you. So what we're doing here is this is called Fireside. I have a sticker on my hand. I have to get rid of it. I've been dealing with stickers all morning. Not all morning, but a good chunk of it. We'll talk about stickers in a little bit. Especially these particular stickers were quite infuriating. And I'm trying to get this folded so that it doesn't stick to anything anymore. There we go. I'm going to put that right there so I can promptly forget about it. And it'll be on the floor later on, and I'll vacuum it up later as well. David Brownlee is here. Hello, hello. All right, I think I've said hello to everybody so far. I know other people will continue to show up. First things first, and that is you all have exactly 1 week left. Well, less than a week now. You only have about 5.5 days left to enter for our giveaway that we're doing this month for Charcuterie, the board game. We backed this on Kickstarter after we got a prototype copy of it, did some videos for it way back when. We were sold on it, so we went ahead and got 2 copies on the Kickstarter. That was delivered about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, and we decided to give the other one away. So we're running a giveaway for Charcuterie, the board game, and the cheese bag. That was, I believe, a Kickstarter exclusive. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It's a bag that looks like a piece of cheese, but it's the bag that you hold all the other pieces in. Anyway, you're going to get that along with this, and I'm looking for the cheese bag. Oh, there it is. I'll go get it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Bob Rock, no, I haven't watched it yet, Bob. Before you say anything about it, you little weasel. Anyway, here's your little cheese bag as well. It does actually look like cheese. You can hardly see it with the shininess of the wrapper, but it does actually look like cheese. So we're going to be giving this away. In order to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is send me an email, flipsideobg@gmail.com. In the subject heading, put changes. And that means in the body of the paragraph, I just want you to put 3, exactly 3 kinds of videos that you would like to see us add to the channel in order, first, second, and third. And that will constitute an entry. This is open worldwide, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You are eligible to win. You can do that until midnight on this Saturday, June 15th. Midnight on June 15th, Pacific Standard Time. And if you can get me one of those copies, we will make one of those emails. We will make a random drawing from all of the people that entered, and we will use a random number generator, number of emails that we get, and all that kind of stuff. And then we will make a video announcing the winner on Wednesday, June 19th, which is also Jesse's birthday. Yes, I know. Reminder. The bag is a Kickstarter exclusive. Well, there you have it, people. It's like gold, isn't it? No, it's not. It's quite literally just cloth. It's not even the right color of gold. but it is a Kickstarter exclusive. Won't be able to find this in a retail store. Na 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 na. We're gonna give it away. All right, so there you have it. So you have until, you got about 5.5 more days, people. Saturday, June 15th, midnight is the last day you can enter to win this here copy of Charcuterie, the board game. Well, it's not this here copy. This is actually my copy. The other one that you will get will still have the cellophane on it. And it is sitting right down here safely packaged away. All right. So that was my first order of business. Let's see, 25th Century Games. What's up? What's up? How you doing, Chad? Good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. We are going to be, you know what? I'll enter this competition. You should, Bob. You should. Just because it's fun. It's fun to enter competitions. I used to enter the BGG competitions all the time, just so that I could get the little, badge that they gave out just for entering the contest. I think I have that makes up the bulk of my little badges on BGG. It's just contest entries, and it's just because it was fun. I didn't care if I won or not. More often than I don't think I ever won. And I've only won a few things over the course of my life from like contests and drawings and all of that other kind of stuff. I've probably won more than I can remember, but as far as big, like, wow, I won this, a few. But again, it's not the winning that's for the fun part. It's the actual blah, blah, blah. So you have to ship to freaking Bosnia. Ooh, well, I will. Badges? We didn't know stinking badges? Come on, vámonos, muchachos. Yes, I said that all the time. I used to say that all the time at the Dice Tower, so much so that Tom would literally get mad at me if I continued to say it. He would go, don't! And then I would, of course, finish it. And everybody would be chuckling, and not everybody, a couple of people. All the people that were, fun-loving adults. They would keep laughing, but yeah. Yes, that was my phrase at whenever we went to conventions as the Dice Tower. He would start handing out badges, and I would go, badges? We don't need no stinking badges? Yes, absolutely. Great line from that movie. All right. That box is making me hungry. I was curious on the BGG contest, so I went and checked out my profile. 672 contest entries, 0 wins. I'm an eternal optimist. Absolutely. I don't even know where to check how many I have entered. It's probably not that many. Oh my goodness. 627. My goodness gracious. Let's see. I would imagine it is... let's see. It's got to be under the community, right? Maybe it's under my thing first. Logged play, subscriptions. Where would it be, Chad? Where did you look? Geek Exchanges, Geek List, Geek Buddies, Fan Items Profile, maybe? Yeah, I have no idea where I would look. Maybe he's telling me and I'm just not looking at that thing anymore. It's on your main profile page. Main profile page. Interest, contributions, stats, guilds. I'm not seeing it, buddy. Board game plays, expansions, designers, commented. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm just not scrolling far enough down. I don't know. Maybe you have to... Oh, contests. Well, maybe I haven't entered as many as I used to, as I did. Because it has all of them listed right here for me, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah. I bow to your supremacy in the contests, on the contest entries, the contest badges that you get. The micro badges, there you go. Goodness. 627? Oh my. Well, congrats, brother. You are the winner. Games tab. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, maybe I'm not. Games tab. Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah, okay, I got it. Underneath micro badges. Yeah. I'm correct. I have 19. I guess maybe I should. Let me look at the ones that I have. All right, so I did the Conan CCG contest participant. I did the Z-Man's Great Game giveaway contest, the Surf's Up Dude contest, the Cigar Box Cuba giveaway contest. I did the Risk Black Ops giveaway. I did the Ticket to Ride card game contest. I did the Mutant Chronicles giveaway contest. I did Merlin's Company contest, Pirate King, Chicago Express, Tide of Iron, Arcane Legions, Panzer General, Allied Assault, Fresco, Queen Games, Fresco, Spearpoint 1943, Quarriors, Rise of the Demons, Thunderstone Advanced from AEG, and the Lords of Waterdeep giveaway from Wizards of the Coast. So those are all the ones that I had. That's funny. 627. Oh my goodness, dude. No, 672. That's even, wow. Well, I have 20, I think. 19 or 20 with 0 wins. But wow, 672. My goodness. You deserve to win something. That is just the long and the short of it, my friend. All right. Well, we did the contest giveaway. And so make sure you enter that. To date, let me go ahead and share this because I think it would be, it's valid for you guys to know the answer to this question. How many people have entered so far? Well, let's find out, because all I've been doing is been shoving them into a certain file to be read later at this point, because they just come into, they don't come in too much, because I don't think we have too many entries just yet. So that might be another reason for you to jump on that boat, y'all. All right, so we've got 1, 2, these are the ones that I haven't put in today, 3, 4, 5. All right, so 5 came in over the weekend. And so that's going to go right into our charcuterie giveaway folder. Charcuterie giveaway, we have 25 entries so far, folks. Only 25 entries. Only 25 entries. So your likelihood diminishes with every entry that comes in after this of winning. Your likelihood of winning diminishes, which means that you, if you have entered, you probably don't want to proliferate this giveaway. But to possibly help the channel, you do want to proliferate that. So share it with people. Let everybody know that it's going on. I'm going to be making some more posts this week, reminders and so forth, so forth and so on. But let's take a look at some of the things that have come up so far. So I'm just randomly clicking on these things here. So 1, 2, and 3 top 5 lists for that are not board game related. Okay, so maybe like pop culture top 5s. All right, game comparisons. All right, tour of your board game collection. All right. Well, we already have some of those that are up there. It's called Why It's There. I did a series of, I think, 10 videos where I took a look at 10 different shelves and just explained about why every single one is there. But those are cool. All right. So that's 3. Gonna check another one. Bink. I had my eyes closed, didn't even look. This one, alphabet challenge. Go through your collection one letter at a time and speak about your favorites in that category. Okay. Kind of like top 10s alphabet style. All right. Original mechanisms. And then board game creators profile. I don't know if that's possible, but a video where you chat with a board game creator to talk about some of their games and to get to know them and their experiences with board game creation. Interesting. All right. Cool. I like it. All right. Bah. Let's go with that one. Oh, this is a regular on the channel. I'm not going to say their name, but it's a regular. Their first one was collaborations, vlogs of conventions or gaming days, top 10 charcuterie foods. Not serious. Or am I? Oh, got thematic on us. All right, here we go. One more. And we'll go there. Also, a regular participant in the channel, regular viewers. Good. Live podcasts. Live podcasts. Why this thing would be a great idea is because we enjoy listening from while we're away from home, and when we are home, we could watch the video. Okay. Crowdfunding spotlight. That's a good idea. Good topic because we value your input on what games are notable. Playing old games. And this is something we've already done. It's their third thing. So, all right. There's a wide conversation to be had about what games were hot back in the day and questions about whether they retained their hotness. Interesting. All righty. So that just gives you a few of ideas about what people are sending in so far. So we have, it's probably a little bit more than 25 because I have read some of these. That was just showing me the ones that I haven't read yet. So it looks like we've got 27 entries so far. So there we go. All right. Well, that is that as far as that's concerned. All right. Let's see here. I've won Folklore the Affliction on Board Game Geek on my first and only competition ever. That's kind of like me. People ask me because the community of skiers in our area is pretty high because we've got a lot of places to ski in this area. We've got actually two ski, I don't know if they're called resorts, but ski resorts. We've got one called Mission Ridge and another one called Badger Mountain that are right here in the valley. Well, not in the valley, but in the area of the valley. And people ask me if I ski, and I'm like, no, I've been skiing exactly once, and it was the Alps. It was the Bavarian Alps. I went skiing once, and I'm like, I think I'm good. So that's what that made me think of. I've won Folklore the Affliction on my first and only competition. Yeah. All right. Ryan says that he's entered 467 and won once. Then the Kickstarter was canceled, so I didn't actually receive anything. Oh, dude. That sucks. Brownlee says, I'm 0 for 0, enjoying all the time I've won. See what he did there? Head to Vegas. Bob. I could enter with 1 entries and still lose. Yep, that's pretty much what you can do. You can always enter with 1 entry and lose. The more entries you get, it still raises the likelihood or the possibility, but does not ensure the wins. Unless you are Laszlo on Real Genius, and then you can math it all out and realize that you're not going to win everything, but you can win as much as you possibly can, and then ride off into the sunset. That's good. All right. Well, what we are going to do today is we've got a couple of things going on. Next thing I wanted to mention is that we do have our board game night at Steamers West on Friday, June 14th from 5 to 9 p.m. So if you're in the area, and when I say that, I'm casting a rather wide net because we are right smack dab in the middle of the state. So it only takes you about 3 hours to get here, or less, depending on where you are. And we've got a lot of nice hotels in this here valley, so you can come, spend the evening with us, and then chill out and take your time going back on Saturday. And before you say, "Well, that's a lot for just a game night," yeah, there's more than a few people that do it. And it turns out to be a pretty good time. I will not be at board game night this week because the Stronger Man conference at our church is going to be happening on Friday and Saturday. It actually starts at like 1. Well, check-in starts at 1 o'clock on Friday, and opening ceremony is 2:30, and then it goes until like 9 o'clock-ish on Friday night, and then we're back pretty early Saturday morning, and it goes until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. So I won't be there, but Jess is going to be running the game night, and I believe David is going to be there. I think, if I remember correctly, David and his wife will be over here to kind of help with game explanations and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if Doug and Emily are going to make it. For some reason, Jess seems to think that Doug and Emily were not going to be here this week, but I'm also going to see if JT and Mel can come and try to help with, getting things, just making sure everything is on the up and up. So Mai and I are still planning to make it. Yes. Very good, very good. I'll not enter the competition, but here's an idea for a single video event, live stream of watching a film you need to watch. I don't know that would be fun unless people are like joining us when we do it. So, Laszlo reference. Nice. Yeah. Why isn't it not doing it anymore? If I do this, yeah. Okay, there it goes. Yeah. Laszlo reference for the win. There we go. Oh, wait, this is probably more Laszlo. That's probably more Laszlo. There you go. Let's see here. So we are still running it. We are still running the board game night. It's always second Friday of each month. Second Friday each month. Seriously, these videos are fun. Thank you for your time. Well, thank you for your time, Bob. I appreciate you too. This is a blast for me, and I'm glad you guys enjoy it as well. All right. So we have got all that done. As far as videos for the week are concerned, you are watching the Fireside Chat this afternoon. Tomorrow, Tuesdays, is the day where we focus on older games. And we focus on games that maybe don't get the limelight anymore. And that's going to hold true. We're going to do It Belongs in a Museum in the morning at 10 o'clock. And then in the afternoon, Jess has taken on the week off, and she's going to be, well, except for one day on Thursday. So she's going to be here in the afternoon, so we'll go back to our time-honored Tuesdays live stream tomorrow afternoon, and probably around 2 o'clock. And if that's the case, I don't know exactly what we're going to do yet. I'm going to schedule it tonight. That's something I got to get better at. I got to be honest with you. That's something I got to get better at. I got to start scheduling things just do the work on Sunday and get everything scheduled for the week so that you guys know what's coming up and what you want to maybe carve time out of your schedule for. That's on me. So that's something I need to do. So I'm looking forward to eventually getting to the point where I'm able to do that for you guys. It probably won't be in the next couple of weeks. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to try to do it next week because next week is going to be a little different. We're going to talk about that in here in a little bit as well. But this week's going to be pretty similar to weeks previous, in that we're going to be doing those two on Tuesday. I'll do a live review on Wednesday. We might do another live stream of another game on Wednesday, however, because there won't be, I won't have any content going up on the Dice Tower this week. And the reason for that is because they're doing their Summer Spectacular, which I understand I'm going to be like competing with the Dice Tower all week long, which it's not a competition, folks. You know what I'm saying? So if you get bored watching the Dice Tower, come on over. We'll do something at some point during the day. Or it'll be on the channel. You can watch it later. But Thursday we'll be doing a solo mode stream as per usual. Friday is going to be a little bit different. We're probably going to stream a little bit earlier. Probably going to start at noon on Friday for the game that we play with JT and Jess. And that's because me and the boys have to get to the Stronger Man Conference by 2 o'clock-ish. So we really need to leave around 1:30 so that we can get up there about 2 o'clock. Opening ceremony starts at 2:30, so it gives us time to get checked in, go get some seats and all that kind of stuff. So our Friday live stream will be a little bit earlier than normal this week, and then Saturday, because we're going to be all day at Stronger Man, I'm thinking. And I haven't talked to Jess about this yet, but we'll see what we can do. It depends on how the rest of the day goes. But maybe when we get back from Stronger Man, we can do something in the evening so that we don't miss that time. Because that's something we both enjoy doing a lot. But we might have to make it until the evening time rather than in the morning on Saturday. And then depending on how long the game goes on Friday, and whether or not we can record a first impressions of the game that we play. I don't know if first impressions next Sunday will happen. So that just gives you an idea of the next 7 days of where we're going. So there's that. Oh, Bob's got to go. I'm sorry. See you later, buddy. I think you should crash their spectacular. No, I would not want to do that. I would. Well, here's the thing. If I were closer, I would love to be there. And the reason I say closer, it would be very much like a convention trip for me. And since I'm going to Origins next week, that would be like going to 2 in a row. They didn't invite me, but if they had, I don't know that I would have accepted because of it being right before Origins. But if it works out to where, they have a spectacular that they invite me to and it's not around another convention, then yeah, it's a blast playing with those guys and gals. Let me say this because I shouldn't have to, but whenever I say guys, it is a it's a group statement. So when I say guys, I mean the Dice Tower people. And I realize that guys is blah blah blah, and but anyway, I'm just saying guys and gals, all of them. I like they're all good people. But as far as Crash is concerned, I have my reservations about showing up at things uninvited, for a number of reasons. but I know what you're talking about. I know what you're saying, Tom, so it's not that big of a deal. You should not have to explain why you said guys. I get that. I understand. But I want to. Because I like being clear. I like being clear. I just don't want any of the people who aren't males that work for the Dice Tower to even have the possibility of thinking that I wasn't including them in that thing where I said guys. And that's one of the reasons why I said it. Because I want to be clear. Not because I feel like I have to, but I want to be clear. There you have it. But I understand what you're saying too, Flesh and Dust. F2D. Wow. All right. Now, as far as Origins is concerned, I am going to be flying out Wednesday morning next week, and that I will be gone until Sunday evening. So that means that there's going to be some differences while I am not here. I am going to try to be doing some more edited content this week, and instead of videos going up that are live next week here on the channel, I'm going to have a more edited content that's going up. And one of the reasons why I think I'm going to be able to pull that off is because I don't have to create any content for the Dice Tower this week. I'm still going to be recording some content for the Dice Tower so that it can go up next week when it's supposed to go up. But because I can take, kind of spread the editing of that out over the next week instead of the next couple of days, then I should be able to work some other stuff in there. So that's going to be there. No, again, Floyd, I don't want to go down this route. No, it's not that. Just people in general, guys and gals alike. If there's any wiggle room for what you're saying, and there isn't as much of a personal relationship that's there, and there's more room for their imagination to run wild. And I like, as a person, I like to minimize the amount of wiggle room that is in the statements that I make. Does that make sense? So that's all I want to say about that, buddy. So we'll just leave it at that. No, I'm not saying that people over there get offended easily. No, I'm not saying anything. Just, I wanted to be clear. Hard stop. Period. All right. I always say, guys, it comes from where I grew up. Same here. It's what we always said. Is that, hey, guys, what's up? And that could be a group of a lot of different people from both sides of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? It was always a very inclusive term when I was growing up as well. Guys meant that group of people over there. It did not mean a bunch of dudes. But we live in different times, yeah? It's just the way it is. But that just came from a personal desire to simply be clear. That's all. Tangent alert, and I don't want to go down that tangent. So let's pull it back in, folks. Here's what we're doing, all right? I'm going to be, like I said earlier, we're not putting anything up on the Dice Tower this week because of the Spectacular. So that allows me to get basically a week ahead for them. So I'm still going to be making some content. JT and I have already recorded our top 10 of 2020. Why did that happen? I don't know why that happened. That was weird. But JT and I have already recorded our top 10 of 2020 So we're going to have the bottom 5 and the top 5 ready to go. Not this week. So this week there will not be a top 5 here on the channel. It's going to go up next week, because that's when the bottom 5 is going to go up on Friday next week on the Dice Tower. And then I won't have a review going up on the Dice Tower this week. It will be next week. That's when that resumes. So I'm going to try to get a week ahead, so that this week I can record next week's, and then next week's I'll record the following week's, so that when I get back from Origins, I'm not really having to rush. But with that being said, when I'm away at Origins, we're going to have, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm going to be doing 4 edited videos that will go up next week. And I'm toying with, it would be back to poop jokes. I'm toying with the idea of putting up my Gen Con videos, my Gen Con, demos that I want to, and purchases. And I've got JT working on a possible one where he talks about either his demos or the ones that he would want to purchase, or a combination of those two. Because I was looking at the games that are, some of the games that I have already played that are releasing at Gen Con, and it's very similar to the games that I just made for the Origins video. So I don't want to make a Gen Con video that is very similar, almost game for game, of games that I've played and would recommend that are going to be releasing or be available at least at Gen Con. So I didn't want to basically duplicate that list. So instead of me doing that, we're going to have JT put together a list of games that he either wants to demo or purchase, or a combination of those two, into one video. So I'm seeing if those will be, if I can get those done to go up next week. That's probably going to be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Yeah, I don't know about JT's video. I'm sure he can, I hope he can get it done. I don't know, but he'll have to get it done and get it back to me. And then Saturday, I don't know what we're going to do. I have no idea. But on top of all of that, when I am at Origins, I'm also going to be putting up some shorts of the things that I'm doing throughout the day at night, so you can be you can be ready to enjoy those shorts videos. So you'll have some shorts and at least one video a week, a day, going up next week while I'm away at Origins. Let's see here. I've always had Max, though, so I don't have to worry about recall. I just understood what you said. PC is getting ridiculous. I've always had Max, so I don't have to worry about recall. Yeah, he made a computer joke. You should show off your French poop game. It's not a French poop game. It's Latin, pecunia non ole. That's probably not even the way you pronounce it in Latin. But it means money doesn't stink. I'm not going to show it off yet, though. Doing a vlog of the whole convention when you get back? Maybe. We'll have to see, Tom, how that works. But we'll see. I'm not taking a camera, so the only one I'm taking is this. So we'll have to see. I just spent some time today cleaning this up, the storage, so that I could download the new operating system. So there's a lot of videos on there that I have to get off of videos of like football games and concerts and all of that kind of stuff. So I am the designated family videographer whenever we go to those things. So my phone is full of that type of stuff. What are your top 3 game illustrators? If by illustrators you mean artists, Vincent Dutrait, Pierre Lalune, and I do like Beth Sobel's stuff. But Vincent Dutrait, Piero Lalune, Beth Sobel is definitely in there. Ian O'Toole is definitely in there. But my top two are definite. Those are my two favorite, period. Hard stop. Everything else, it depends on the game. But the Miko is also in there as far as illustrators are concerned. Ryan Lockett is high up there as well. I think he sometimes gets overlooked as an artist because he's also a publisher and a designer. He's like a one-man show, and he gets overlooked a lot. But Vincent Dutrait, by far and away, is head and shoulders my favorite. Piero Lalune is probably as distant a second from third place as he could possibly be. He is much closer to first place than he is to third, if that makes sense. But my first is like, here's the thing. Piero and Vincent have, I wouldn't say very similar styles, but to me and my eye, I can pick out their two styles almost immediately. And there are often times where another artist will do something that looks very similar, and I'm like, ooh, is that Vincent or is that Piero? And I'll have to go in and look, oh, okay, it's not. But those two are my top two by far and away. And then I don't really have a ranking after that. But definitely Beth Sobel is up there. And then the Miko is in there. Ian O'Toole is in there, all for different reasons. Ian O'Toole is just, I think, he has a much more graphic design style to his stuff, of a traditional feel, if that makes sense. Beth Sobel and her nature drawings are just amazing. Ryan Lockett is really good in a much different way, but I think his style is great as well. And then the Miko, you know him from all of those Garfield games. So those are probably my top five. But honestly, beyond my top two, I don't really have a ranking after that. But don't tell Ryan about the security issues with the M series CPUs. Michael Menzel. Okay, yeah, that's another good one. Yes, thank you, Piero. I'm sorry, Pedro. That's also a good one. And hello, good to see you here too, bud. What one game has your favorite artwork? Oh, wow. Wow. Favorite artwork? Favorite artwork? That, my friend, is a good question. That right there is a question and a half. For the longest time, whoa, no, I'm just kidding. I think Rising 5, Runes of Asteros, was probably my favorite artwork for a very long time. I know you're looking at the back of my head. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to go with that just off the top of my head because I can't really come up with anything else. And for a very, very long time, that I'm going to actually show it to you because I love this box. The box that you can get now doesn't have this size box. And before, I was like, man, that box is so freaking big. Why do I just don't? Why? You know? But this is amazing to me. It's just, I love I don't really even like orange and yellow that much, but this box pops. I mean stinking pops. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even a good box because it doesn't have a thing on the back of it. It's just like, what? And for the longest time, Benson has this control of blue. And I've said this before, and I don't think it's absolutely accurate, but it seems to me that he has blue in a lot of his covers and artwork. Discoveries, the Journals of Lewis and Clark, that's also probably a very close second as far as my favorite game. But anyway, let me just go ahead and show this. Let me just show this because, I mean, here's the back of the board. Here's the back of the board. All right, so let me just get this unfolded. Here's the back of the board. All right. So cool, right? Pretty neat. Here's the front of the board. So again, I just think it pops so much. And each of these different people, I always loved the look of these different characters down here and what they do. I just thought it was a really neat looking board. Then there are also, like, this is a really cool thing that they put in this copy of the game. Oh yeah, I gotta show this to you. Let me put this down on the, gotta do this. All right, so I'm gonna go focus in on this. Here we go. Hold on to your hats. Get it focused up a little bit. All right. Dadgummit. Sorry. I don't know, that probably didn't sound too good. My microphone popped off. And this doesn't seem to be very recent. So we're gonna go, no, don't do that. Oy vey. All right, there we go. All the way over. There we go. All right, playing again. All right, there we go. Who was the publisher of that version? The publisher of this version was, I want to say it was, I want to say it was Gary Kim Games, I want to say. Oh, I can't remember. And I'm looking on all of the different pieces of paper, and it just is not here. Yeah, Mondu Games. Gary Kim Games, Mondu Games, Holy Grail Games. So copyright is Mondu Games, but Gary Kim, Evan Song are the ones that designed it. So anyway, check this out. All right, so you always saw that. That's the back. But a little foreword by Vincent. We gotta make sure that I'm showing this to you. You can see what I mean, right? I just love everything about this artwork. I like the different iterations of the game. Interview with Ludovox, Spiel 2015. So I love books like this. Kind of give you the story, the background from the different characters. Oh, sorry. Ellie, Nova, but Hal. I always love the fact that they call this guy Hal. Oracle. And then the different creatures. better. And the bosses. But anyway, artifacts and relics, all the artwork behind all of those. Cover. I think it's just amazing. His work is just amazing. Finally caught up after chipmunk speed. Yeah, this is the collector edition. Yeah, there you go. So the regular retail version is much more just a regular retail box than this. So, but anyway, I love the fact that I have this copy, and I think people who are fans of Vincent Dutrait's artwork should probably seek to try to find this copy. This has everything in the game, and yes, it's super messy in here, but it also has all of the miniatures. So you've got all of these guys up here, Nova. You have different things that are going on. So, oops. Then Oracle is over here. Boom. So I love this game, and I love everything about the game. So it's just very fun. But oh, this should go in here like this, and then this goes in here. Yeah, that's gonna get messed up. I'm gonna have to put that back together later. But everything does actually fit in here. It's just that I'm just kind of throwing it in here to try to get it in there and not waste too much more time. But you get the idea. Boom. It fits in there nicely. And the box. So, love it. I have that game, but I never play it. Well, haven't seen this book before. Very cool. Appreciate you showing, Sam. You're welcome, Chad. No worries. Just looked at that cover. Really cool cover. Let's see. What is he talking about? I like Vincent's space creature art so much. He mostly does more serene things, but his sci-fi portfolio is really fun to check out on his website. Yeah. If you like Vincent's use of blue, upcoming Stargazers? Ah, what are you doing to me, Chad? Oh, wait, let's go. I bet you I can go here faster. What? Oh my gosh, dude. With the people in black and white around it? Ah. Chad, I swear, dude. You guys. Oh, I love that they're actually like painting. Oh, that's really cool. That's a cool cover. Oh, man. All right, Chad. You know what I'm going to say next, brother. All I'm saying. You know what I'm going to say next, Chad. Let's see here. It's a Ving Rhames Band-Aid. Huh? Eric, what are you talking about, man? Let's see here. What one game has your favorite artwork? Yep. Ian O'Toole's detail on the board for inventions, evolution, ideas is really cool. One of the coolest things about Ian O'Toole, and again, I don't know how this is true for every publisher that he works with, but we were talking to Kinson Key Games on the Dice Tower cruise when JT and I were demoing their Galactic Cruise. They were telling us about how Ian O'Toole worked with them. He didn't just supply them with artwork. He also worked with them on the graphic design of different elements of the board, different elements of the components that were in there, so that the elements of the board and the components kind of worked together very well. And I thought that was a really cool thing. You know, Ian doesn't just, here's a bunch of artwork, have fun, thanks for the paycheck. He doesn't do that, and I'm not saying that all artists are like that, and I'm also not expecting that all artists should do that. But in Ian O'Toole's case, I think he has so much experience in the industry that he's able to lend a very experienced eye to how his artwork looks the best in a board game format. And I think that's really cool that he does that for publishers that he works with. I think that's a really cool thing. And I didn't know that he did that until he actually talked about it, until that was told to us by Kensinki Games. So I think that's a really cool thing. I like, I think it's hard to say what is the best art, as it is really dependent on the game. Flamecraft's QC Dragons fit, but wouldn't do for a game like Massive Darkness. Exactly. Yes. No, of course. I would not expect to see, Flamecraft dragons in Massive Darkness or Flamecraft style artwork in Cthulhu Death May Die. No, of course not. It is very subjective on what kind of artwork works with what. Absolutely. But thank you for pointing that out, Robert. I do appreciate that. Let's see here. All of the real world components are black and white. The components that make up the mural you are painting are all in color. Wow. That is super cool. Hey, Vanessa, good to see you. Super late. Don't worry about it. A wizard is never late. She arrives precisely when she means to. Ian is different from a lot of illustrators, as he does both art and graphic design. Most of the time that is handled separately. The fact that he is a gamer makes his approach advice more valuable. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. That's very true. Matthew Vincent, he probably had a game that looked like crap despite his artwork. He then said, all right, hold my beer. Yep. That's pretty much, that could very well be. I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe not. All right. Well, so that was a very, very long answer. But to that, I think Rising 5 probably has, to date at least, my favorite artwork. I will always be very happy to have that dethroned, because at the very least, I have another game. I would wonder how many Vincent Dutrait games I own. Just looking at, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, where are they? I've got, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Goodness, and probably a lot more than I'm just not pulling out of my hat right now. 7, 8. I probably have, I would imagine it's 9. I would imagine it's around the 15 mark, and which is, no, there's 10, 11, goodness gracious. So I've been able to point out 11 just off the top of my head here. And I'm sure that there are more. Well, I know that there are more. There's 12, 13. Then I'm looking at Jaipur. I know that Jekyll and Hyde versus Scotland Yard is right over there. Yeah, at least 15. I would have to say at least 15 Vincent Dutrait games. And most of those have been bought sight unseen. Most of those have been bought like, I want that artwork in my collection. Is it a good game? I don't know. It looks pretty, so I want to have it. But here's the thing. Most of the time, and I'd be willing to agree, or at least initially agree, that I enjoy the games more because of the artwork. That I will absolutely admit to that. But that shouldn't surprise you, based on what I've said in many videos in recent days and non-recent days. If a game looks good, it's simply more fun. And so for me, vintage or trade artwork makes the games 16, 17. They're coming out of the woodwork now. Both of those Lewis and Clark games from Ludonaut, Discoveries and oh goodness, I can't remember where it is. It's Discoveries and the other heavier one, Expeditions or something to that effect. But anyway, most of the time, I enjoy a vintage or trade artwork. I enjoy a game that has vintage or trade artwork on it. Could that be just because I enjoy the artwork? Yep. Not going to pull punches on that one. Absolutely. But I do enjoy them. So let's see. I had a chiropractor appointment after work. Otherwise, I would have been here a lot earlier. No worries. Chiropractors are good people. They need to go see them on. On the cutesy side, I like the Lewis Brew games. He's also both the artist and the game designer, which I think is very impressive. Complexity-wise, what's the heaviest game you enjoy playing? I would imagine it's probably TI4. I would just have to pull that out of my bag, so to speak. I want to say that Twilight Imperium 4th edition is my favorite heaviest game, or is the heaviest game that I would consider one of my favorites. Yeah, 4.32, absolutely. There are a lot of 4.4s. There are even a lot of 3.5s that I'm like, nah, that's too heavy for me. No, thank you. 3.8s, but 4.3 for Twilight Imperium. Yeah, I'm going to have to say that that's probably the winner of that one, as far as complexity is concerned. I am much more the kind of person that will enjoy, more often than not, I will enjoy playing 5 games of medium to family weight level than 1 game that is 4.3. More often than not. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't get in my moods where I want to sit down and sink my teeth into the Twilight Imperium 4. There are times when I wish I could do that more often. But by and large, I would more often rather play 4 or 5 games with the same group of people. It's not even wanting to change groups of people. I just want to play 4 to 5 games instead of one huge one. But with that being said, Twilight Imperium is a great experience. That's why it is still on my top 100. See, I knew I'd get one right. Artwork is a huge attraction for me. It's the first thing I notice about a game theme and artwork. And really, that's the same for everyone. What's the first thing that you see usually on a game? You see the cover. You see the artwork on the cover, or you turn it over and you see the artwork of all of the components on the back, right? It's the first thing that everybody, some people, can't even say most, I will say some people are just of the mind of, okay, it looks good, how does it play? Or what are the mechanisms involved? I want to see that. And I do that too, but it's always kind of, wow, this looks really good. I bet you it's going to be fun. And then my thought goes to mechanisms. And sometimes after the mechanisms, I'm like, nope, doesn't sound fun anymore. But I usually have that progress of, wow, that game looks really good. I bet you it's going to be really fun. It looks like it'll be really fun. What are the mechanisms involved? Oh, wow, I do like those mechanisms. Boom, I'm sold almost immediately. Other times I'll go to the designer. Do I know the designer's name? Do I know the company's name? All of these things kind of play into it, but very often it's artwork that pulls me in at the very beginning, which I think is true about a number of different people. I think more often than not, though, they'll be less likely to admit that, because generally people want to be construed as more intellectual. You know, I got pulled in because of the mechanisms, or I got pulled in because of the puzzle, or I got pulled in because of how this and that. And I'm like, no, I really like that movie. So playing a board game about that movie sounds really fun. So I'm very much less, initially, I'm very much less interested in mechanisms and puzzles and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm very much on the front end of things, at least, pulled in by how things look and the theme and possibly the intellectual property that it's built around, all of that kind of stuff. So I'm very much not an intellectual. Interestingly, Life University is the top chiropractic university and is also one of the top rugby teams. Coincidence? I think not. They get a lot of practice there at Life University, fixing their rugby team probably. There you have it. Aesthetics add to the overall game experience. You are correct. Playing a game and the enjoyment you have with it is the sum of its parts. Visual illustrations and intuitive, clear graphic design are big pieces of, user experience. That is absolutely correct. And to have you say that, Chad, when you're at the head of 25th Century Games, and then to look at 25th Century Games catalog right now, there's a very direct correlation. Absolutely. And you're knocking it out of the park, fella. I'd rather play more shorter games than one huge game. See? Sorry, artwork is secondary to me. Nothing to be sorry about, Eric. You have the right to be wrong. I like mechanisms, but theme is neat. Yeah. The cool thing for me is when theme and mechanisms are married. And there is just this congruence that's there. That is the sweet spot for me. But generally speaking, even if your theme just does a good job of explaining why you're doing the mechanisms, that still makes for a better game than just, well, these are the mechanisms and we want that theme to be this. So splat, 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 spray, 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 paint the game's mechanisms with this theme, and voila, there you have it. Okay, yeah, that can work, and if it's done well, it's not bad. But for me, the sweet spot is when the mechanisms make sense within the theme that you've chosen. And when that happens, and you add on top of that graphic design that is awesome and intuitive, and then you add on top of that artwork that is just freaking top notch, and then you add on top of that, it plays in an hour and a half tops, maybe 2 hours tops. Dude, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Know what I'm saying? I'd rather see. What types of games do you normally not like? What types of games do you normally not like? Okay, first things first, games that make you do stupid stuff for no reason. I do not like games that do that. I am very adept at making a fool of myself on a regular basis. So I don't need a game's help to do so you know, it's stuff like you have to, you know, stand on your chair and quack like a duck for 30 seconds. And if you do that, then you get 5 points. You have to play the entire round as if you were a porpoise. Why? Because. Well, because why? Because we said so. I hate, dislike games that are like that. I am not the demographic for those kinds of games. I'm also not like games that encourage you to be dirty-minded just for the sake of being dirty-minded. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff either. Cards Against Humanity comes to mind. And it's not that I necessarily think it's wrong per se. I think it's just not for me. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm not that demographic. I'm just simply not that demographic. So that's one group of games. If a game is having you be just, you know, dirty-minded or having you act stupid for no good reason, that's one genre, and I don't like those kinds of games. I don't like 3-player games. I don't think 3 players is conflict. I don't like 3-player conflict games. There we go. Because more often than not, it divulges into 2 people ganging up on one person and making the experience not fun for that one person, and then battling out between the 2 while the other person sits there and watches, basically, and can't do anything about it. So I don't like 3-player games. I know that's not really a game type, but I know it's a player count. I don't like those kind of games. But if it's like, you know, trick taking or something like that, whatever. But so those are generally the kinds of games that I don't like. Yeah. Congruence. Did I spell that right? Such a big vocabulary word. Yes, you did spell it right, I think. Maybe it's A-N-C-E, but I don't think it is. I think it's E-N-C-E. Yeah, Tim says, artwork and theme get me to look deeper into the game. Exactly. I'm not big on Take That or Negotiation. Yeah, Take That is another one that I don't like that much. Negotiation, it depends. Negotiation and something like Cosmic Encounter, that's fun. But generally speaking, negotiation boils down to who has the most silver tongue, who can speak the best, the fastest, maybe the wittiest person, and not necessarily, that doesn't always mean that everybody's going to have fun, because one person could be more talkative than somebody else, and they can just talk theirs. And generally, whenever I'm in a negotiation with somebody like that, I automatically don't trust that person, period. In the game, not talking about in real life, but in the game, I automatically don't trust that person. Anything they ask me to do, nope, not going to do it. Why? Because you're just trying to talk me into doing something that you want me to do, not something that's necessarily best for me, or that I even get any benefit out of. You're just talking because you're good at talking. So nope, not going to trust you. Anybody want to gang up on this guy? You know what I'm saying? That's just not, you know, in Cosmic Encounter, I don't mind it so much, but in a lot of different other games, I'm not super high on that one. Jesse, you're rubbing off on him, right? Let's see. Theme helps bridge the connection for intuitive gameplay for learning and retaining how to play. Absolutely, Chad. Well done. Well said. Let's see here. Quelf. Yes! Okay, I'm not going to say that. Loathe entirely. May I say that? do not like Quelf at all. I don't like that because that's all that is. It's just, here, I get to move here. Oh, what do I get to do? Oh, I have to act like an idiot for the next 3 minutes. So much not fun. Things like donut shop hats. You be quiet, Doug. You be quiet. That's fun. And for the record, nobody made us put on the donut shop hats. We did it for fun. And when one of the people said, can I take this off? I said, of course you can. So yeah, that's funny. Let's see. I don't like slapping type games. Yep, absolutely. Really don't like negotiation games, Vanessa says. Hard to negotiate in solo games. Well, I'm sure you could pull it off, Eric. Tim F., do you ever get into the RPG or skirmish type tabletop games? Tabletop type games, any you still play? Skirmish table type games, yes. RPG, JT is actually a dungeon master, and unfortunately, my schedule does not align with our RPG group's schedule more often than not, so I had to step out of that. But I used to play RPGs every week with JT being the and another guy in our group. He was running a separate campaign that we would kind of do 1 week on, 1 week off from the 2 different campaigns, and I really enjoyed it. Had a great time with that, but it got to be where it was really hard for me to be there all the time because of all the other extracurricular stuff we had going on. So I had to step away from it just for the benefit of the group, really, so that they weren't relying on my character to be around and all that kind of stuff. As far as skirmish tabletop type games, I really enjoy Warhammer Underworlds. I'm working on, can't remember, Dire Chasm. I'm working on some Dire Chasm miniatures right now, and me and my buddy Max from church, we're going to try. He is in the middle of harvest season. He's a farmer, and so he's in the middle of harvest season right now and has zero time for any kind of real extracurricular stuff. So I have to wait for harvest to be over before we can get back to playing that, but that's a game that I really do enjoy. I have won at Sheriff of Nottingham without ever being dishonest because everyone was expecting me to be sneaky. Not sure I should be bragging about that. That's funny. No, being truthful in Sheriff of Nottingham is absolutely a good way is a viable strategy for winning. You do not have to lie. But I think it's fun to try. And I think Sheriff of Nottingham is one of those games that you have to kind of get into the role play aspect of it a little bit. When you're the sheriff, act like the sheriff. Act like this evil dude that's trying to catch people, expecting people to do something bad. But it's much more a game about the experience than it is about winning or losing. In my opinion. So I don't know that I've ever won or lost. Well, I've lost much, but I don't know that I've ever won or lost and thought, wow, I wish I could have done better. Or, wow, that was really simple to win. It's more about the experience than it is winning or losing. Bushman, it might be those voices people hear, though. Yep. Nature-themed negotiation with games with slapping. Sam's favorite. Not even close. Nice try, though, Doug. Who said that? I'm just joining, so it may have been said, but I generally don't like any elimination games. Zero of the Seas being an exception because it usually happens at the end. Yeah, that could be. I'm not necessarily worried about people getting eliminated from a game if it's a short game. Because if it's a short game, then they get eliminated, the game's over soon after that, and we can all play something else. Or something like Bang, the dice game. where somebody gets eliminated, the game's over. Hey, let's play again, and everybody's back in. Everybody gets new roles, and so we have another try. I'm not necessarily worried about elimination games and elimination in shorter games. It's the longer games that kind of make it a little bit, because often somebody that gets eliminated isn't necessarily interested in sticking around to watch the rest of the game, and now they feel bad that they want to leave, and then they don't feel like they can leave, and then you're like, sorry, you're sitting here doing nothing, you know. So elimination in longer games, absolutely, I agree with you, but shorter ones, not that big of a deal. I may be getting involved in a new D&D campaign soon. It's been 2 years since my last. Just have fun. Just have fun. It'll be a blast. I didn't mind Sheriff of Nottingham. I just didn't like playing the sheriff. We enjoy love letter games, and we don't mind the player elimination because the rounds are quick. Exactly. I think player elimination triggering the end of the game, like in Thunder Road, is a good choice for that mechanic, but something like diplomacy and elimination is just a different vibe. Yeah, there's a reason why diplomacy has that reputation of ruining friendships, because anytime you have a game where you generally have to stab somebody in the back to enhance your chances of winning, and then on top of that, diplomacy did not take a short amount of time either. So you're putting a lot of things in there, huge time investment, preying upon people's basic innate fears of, wow, if I do this, they're going to take advantage of me and for their betterment. And nobody likes doing that in real life. And it's just, when there's a longer time commitment, it just feels more visceral. It feels more personal than playing a 60-minute game or a 45-minute game of Sheriff of Nottingham, and yeah, you lied to me 3 times and snuck those contraband goods in. Or we spent 6 hours playing diplomacy, and you stabbed me in the back 3 times, and that took me out of the game. There's a huge difference there. So yeah, totally get it. I don't like mean games. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Take that games often feel mean, because usually take that means that you're doing something to somebody. You're saying, haha, you have to draw 4 cards, and I know you already have 18 cards in your hand, but here, you need 4 more. It's just not, that's mean. That can feel mean, yeah. I got eliminated in a solo game once and sat there for 2 hours before I realized what happened. I love your sense of humor, dude. That's awesome. I would just leave. I did that the last time I played King of Tokyo. I got killed in 5 turns. What were you doing? Leave Tokyo. Don't stay. You can leave Tokyo willingly. How did you get killed in 5 turns? I mean, I could see how that happened, but you had to stay. You had to stay in Tokyo. Well, I guess you didn't have to. Because the person who... No, you had to stay in Tokyo multiple times. You gotta know when to... You gotta know when to hold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Okay? So... please take this peaceably, Vanessa. I think that was your fault. You should have left Tokyo. I find the best ways to play diplomacy is by email or text, where elimination really just means not having to admit your daily or weekly orders. Submit, yeah. In-person diplomacy is always well. That is correct. It wasn't in Tokyo. The people who were in Tokyo kept rolling tons of damage. Oh. Okay. That still seems like a perfect storm, though. just as I'm thinking about it, that still seems like a perfect storm. That means that you had enough damage rolled against you by people who were in Tokyo before you got your next turn. And I have not seen that happen very often. And I'm thinking, like, for as many times as I've seen that happen, like maybe once or twice. Where, yeah, I can, yeah, okay, all right, cool, but still, perfect storm. All right, well, I have to get going. I got to go pick up some kids. We got to take a kid to the bank to set up an account for him because we just think that's the better thing to do. So we're going to do that after school, and then we've got some people coming over. Yep, that's pretty much what happened. Bad luck all around. Yeah, that's the way it goes. No worries. But be well and stay safe. Absolutely. I do want to just show this because it did come in. I was planning on maybe doing a little bit of an unboxing, but this, I was not expecting it. But, oh, dadgummit. There we go. This came in. This is a lot of stuff. I haven't even opened this stuff here. This is all the expansion stuff. Expansion map sets. Got years 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for operators. And then all of the different mission packs for the maps. I'm not going to open these because there's a lot of stuff in here. But you get the idea, right? So a lot of cool stuff here. I'll probably go over this at some other time. But I spent probably, I want to say, an hour and a half organizing the contents of this book. Was not expecting it to come in, so, you know, there you have it. This is was a cool thing. They actually gave you a poster of what each person, each operative for the attackers and the defenders. And this helps you basically just pick your team. So that's a pretty cool thing. Rule book, mission guide, and then player aids. So that's pretty cool. And then I'll just go ahead and put this down here real quick. It's not really an unboxing, but go ahead and show it to you at the very least. And that's a lot closer up than you're probably used to, but kind of get the idea. So have all of the stuff. Everything in the core box fits back in the box. I did have to, as you can see, I did have to put together a lot of these things, and this is where the bulk of that hour and a half went. These little cardboard thingies. But I did kind of glue everything together as well using wood glue, and it worked pretty well. I don't think they'll come apart now. I was just curious as to what they would do anyway, but a lot of neat stuff in here. These are the, I was really impressed with these things. These are the different, oh, come on, get in there. These are the different little things that set up on the, like this is the security cameras and the different wall cameras and all that kind of stuff. I thought these were pretty neat things, but we'll go over this later on. I don't really have time to show it to you now, but this is what I've been working on. This is the one I was talking about, stickers. Stickers. Oh, my. We'll talk about those in a little bit, but, you know, some other time. But right now, I just wanted to, this took some of my time this weekend, but I think it's a pretty cool production. That's for sure. And you know, I know all of the background that's going on right now with my former employer, but I think they generally did a pretty good job with this production. We'll talk more about it later, but there you have that. Just wanted to kind of show that came in. Not really a complete unboxing. That game had its own palette. No, it's not Jesse's kind of game either. Dramatic Real, Jess is going to have fun playing. I don't think so. I thought you had to go pick up the kids. I do. This looks more like a Sam JT game. Yeah, it probably is. JT did play a couple of the, a little bit of it. This is I don't even think this is a JT game actually, because he's not a huge kind of military type person. So anyway, we're gonna get out of here. I do have to go pick up some kids, but hate putting stickers on game pieces. Yep, so do I. Triskelion Games, what's up, dude? We're on our last 24 hours now, but are keen to play more with you when you have time. Thanks, mate. Yep, we'll get to that, I promise. We just got to find some time. That's it. Thank you, Paul, for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. All right. So, but that was a pleasant surprise. Was not expecting it, and it came in. So, cheers. All right, we're out of here. Thanks for joining me, folks. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Let you know when we have more stuff coming up. I'll be scheduling our 2 videos tomorrow, later on tonight, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. So thank you for being here. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care.